Hello, Missouri. Imagine if we completely stopped waiting for our political parties to come together. What if we, the people, united around common ground and common sense? Imagine if our policies were based on nonpartisan standards. Is it legal? Is it safe? Is it fair? We believe it is possible for small business owners to stop worrying about paying for health care because we, the people, the wealthiest country on earth, can provide health care in a legal, safe, and fair way. Obviously, health care affects everyone, especially during a pandemic. So let's ask ourselves, how fair is universal health care? How safe is a single-payer health care system? How legal is Medicare for all? This is us. We care about saving lives. We deserve our best. Why should we accept anything less? We also care about our education. Is it legal? Is it safe? Is it fair for us to bring down the cost of higher education? In Missouri, the total student loan debt is $28.4 billion. On average, that's $35,000 per student. Over 800,000 people in our state are sinking deeper with student loans. By reducing student debt, we can stimulate the economy, reduce the wealth gap, and create more jobs. We especially need more jobs now more than ever because 180,000 people still remain unemployed in our state. Every dollar spent here in Missouri could lead to more opportunities to start businesses, build or buy a house, purchase a new car, or even start a family. Remember, most bankruptcy laws make it nearly impossible to discharge student debt. You may have heard the phrase, "To whom much is given, much will be required." We believe it is possible to reverse tax cuts for the wealthy in a legal, safe, and fair way to strengthen America. We believe as a nation we should invest more in training, including investing more in career and technical education. Reversing tax cuts for the top two tax brackets by only 1 percentage point could raise $114 billion in revenue from 2022 to 2030. Let's be clear. Reversing tax cuts by 1 or 2 percentage points for millionaires and billionaires is not socialism. Investing in our education is investing in our country. Investing in our country is patriotism. This is us. We care about our education, our teachers, first responders, our healthcare heroes, our children, and our future. Regarding our future, should we crawl or should we wait until the next generation to protect the environment and address climate change? Here in Missouri, we know the answer. It is not just, safe, or fair to wait any longer. America is only as strong as its weakest link. Is now the safe or fair time to cut services which prevent homelessness and suicides? 488 veterans right here in Missouri experienced homelessness in January 2021. 192 Missouri veterans died by suicide in 2018. Imagine if we made mental health first aid classes available to everyone. While we're talking about saving lives, let's talk about the low salaries of our law enforcement officers. Doesn't safety call us to hire and retain our best officers? Doesn't fairness require us to increase pay for those who risk their lives daily to protect our community? Yes, we also need greater accountability for some of our law enforcement officers. I repeat, some of our law enforcement officers. Why can't we install common sense limits and improve the use of force policies according to proven best practices? Justice is not anti-police. Justice is anti-abuse. On one hand, does safety really require us to defund the police? No, we don't think this is what safety requires. On the other hand, does safety require us to objectively review qualified immunity? We believe safety and fairness say yes. Justice requires equal protection under the law. Fairness requires equal freedom. Shouldn't we care that every constitution, every statute and legislation, every law and regulation, every procedure, code of conduct, guideline, instruction, and policy, every single one, is safe and fair for us all? Yes, we do care about legal, safe, and fair ways to address the root causes leading to a pregnancy ending early. We are called to love each other, regardless of race, color, national origin, religion, sexual orientation, age, and disability. This is us. We demand equal protection under the law and our human right to live in equal liberty. We deserve our best. Who would lose if we voted for justice, safety, and fairness? Honestly, do we expect our current leadership to correct mistakes, unite our country, make all necessary changes? Now, we know budget cuts bring change, but we also know we can no longer suffer in silence because of unfair and unsafe budget cuts. Speaking of budgets, the U.S. defense budget is over half of our discretionary spending. We spent $1.3 trillion in discretionary spending in 2019. $676 billion went to defense. Incredibly, our defense spending is more than the next 10 countries combined. The war with Iraq cost 4,431 American lives and nearly $2 trillion. This equates to $5,700 for every American. Is it fair that CEOs reap millions of dollars in bonuses from defense contracts funded by taxpayers? Isn't America safer if we modernize our military with better equipment at more fair costs? On one hand, we must never forget our brothers and sisters in arms who repeatedly rescued the world from some of the deepest darkness in human history. On the other hand, we must address a tragic fact. Up to 22 military veterans die every day by suicide. Fairness is not anti-military. Fairness is anti-greed. Safety is not anti-security. True safety saves lives. My name is Jewel Kelly. My wife Karen and I are blessed with 3 daughters, Casey, Cameron, and Courtney. Tragically, Cameron died by suicide in 2018. In 2019, 7 wonderful people joined Karen and I and started a nonprofit organization called A Fighting Chance Foundation. With donations from people like you, we're connecting our community to local mental health resources and promoting mental health first aid classes. I'm the eldest of 18 brothers and sisters. I thank God every day my mother had the choice and made the choice to bring my 17 siblings and I into this world. Most of my childhood, we lived in a tiny 50 by 10 foot trailer, surrounded by corn, soybean, and a military base. Yet God had mercy on me, and I became the first in my family to graduate college. Following the attacks on September the 11th, I served 10 years as a commissioned officer in the United States Air Force, deploying twice in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. After my service in the military, my wife and I started a small business as real estate agents to help our community live the American dream. I want to run for the United States Senate because too many people, especially veterans, are suffering, and I want to help. This is us. We have faith, we have hope, and we love life. We embrace the call to love each other, to unite in our sweet land of liberty. Lift every voice and sing, till earth and heaven ring. We are one nation, under God, one race, the human race, one standard, justice, safety, equality. Have no fear. Our flag is still here. We are the change. Let's roll.